Hi, and welcome back to the All Sports Network YouTube channel for I am Jack Trulio. I was joined by my co-host Eddie Vicente, and we talked about our Eastern Conference All-Star predictions. Before we start, if you haven't already, feel free to hit the little red button down below. Also, while you're at it, do not forget to leave a like. Bradley Beal, who was averaging 30 points a game last year and didn't make an All-Star team, but I have him as a starter this year. I think he's been really good. His numbers aren't insane, and his offensive efficiency is insane. So, who's your first starting guard?
Uh, it's definitely Bradley Beal, you know. Oh my gosh, that guy is
Before you even start,
carrying that
how did he not make
Wizards.
the All-Star team last year?
Um,
Like
I
their
saw
worst
a thing though that his defensive rating was like the worst and the second to worst in the league, and that's why
but
or
Trey Young's
whatever
like
the
the worst defender ever to play in the NBA.
yeah, but Trae Young didn't make the All-Star team last year either.
You're right.
And last year he averaged like close to 30 and like 10 and 12 assists or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Why did I think Trey made the All-Star game? My bad.
No, that's okay. But yeah, Bradley Beal, even having Westbrook, oh my gosh, he still has to carry that team. So yeah, him for sure, you know. And then wait, are we going guard center or what are we doing?
We'll just do both starting guards.
Okay. And who's your other starting guard?
I was just about to hit on. We might not agree on this one. I had James Harden.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I feel like
Uh,
him or Kyrie probably. I don't know. Maybe you had someone different.
well, like it's actually funny. In all honesty though, yeah, I would like to have James Harden there. Um, but I'm gonna go
Oh,
with Jaylen
Trey Young
Brown.
was a starter last year.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
Him,
Hmm.
Kemba, and Pascal Siakam were all starters.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I went
Oh yeah. So it's
totally
so
random.
Bradley Beal was definitely robbed last year then.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely having
Sorry.
Jaylen Brown. No, it's okay. No, it's actually good to know. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown. He is taking this game to another level. And James Harden is definitely a better player, but he hasn't really been in the East that long. And to start off the year, it's not like he was going off or anything. He really wasn't. He was having like 17-point games and all that. And so, I don't know. And then he's been playing great in Brooklyn, but he just hasn't been playing with Brooklyn that long. So that's what I'm going with Jaylen Brown.
No, I get it. Jalen's been amazing. Like, I went back and was looking at the scouting report on him in 2016, and watched some clips. Like, he couldn't dribble when he entered the NBA. He was not a playmaker. He couldn't shoot. He was just an athletic guy that could be something. And it's insane the jumps that he's made each year.
Yeah, I
It's
think he was
crazy. And
mostly just seen as a perimeter defender, wasn't he?
pretty much that was it.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's awesome. And, he's a really good guy. He works really hard. And it's cool to see.
Oh, it's great to see your player get better, especially after an extension.
And people thought, it was his second year. He had a really good second year, and his third year was not that great. And
Well,
people
I don't
thought,
think I don't think anyone's year was really that great on that Celtics
no,
team.
no, no, not at all. Hmm.
Even Kyrie barely averaged 20,
Yeah, that
and
was
that's
Tatum's
Kyrie.
second year, and he was not good that year at all.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's more a product of the team for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, and then I just had Harden just because the way he's evolved, the Nets offense is just even in a short sample. I think it's just been insane, and it's kind of a popularity contest. The All Star game. I just felt like it's kind of hard not to put James Harden in the starting role.
Hmm.
So then my first forward, I think we'll agree on the forwards. I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid.
Hmm.
I don't think we need to talk about them much.
Yeah. No, those are pretty set though. Joel's been playing like crazy MVP level. I'm not saying he will win the MVP, but he's been playing at that level. Giannis is great like always. And KD. You know, um, No one. It's like everyone forgot he tore his Achilles.
Right, I forget sometimes watching him that
Yeah, because
he tore his Achilles.
he looks the same, if not better.
Hmm.
He's still Kevin Durant. And if he doesn't have Harden, him and Kyrie are both, especially him. He's probably averaging like 35.
Right, I think he was before he, had the health and safety protocol the first time, not the second time.
Yeah, yeah. No, but yeah. So yeah, no, those are pretty set in stone for sure.
Right on. I think here's where we'll see some differences. My first reserve was Jayson Tatum, even though he missed some time due to COVID. And he had a bad game the other day, but his numbers have just been insane offensively this year.
Hmm.
So who do you have
Uh,
there?
I have so we're talking about our front courts, right?
Reserves. Yeah, you can just
Oh, just
do it
any
in any
reserves?
order.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, I actually have Zach LaVine.
Mhm.
He's been for a while now. He's been playing pretty good for the Bulls. And I mean the Bulls are trash though, but he's efficient, which is nice, especially being on a bad team. And he averages like 27. So also I
28
just think
now.
it's yeah. So I just think it's time for him to finally get that All-Star spot.
I too had Zach LaVine. He's just been insane. And in the fourth quarters, he's been really good. And I think his defensive effort has been better this year. For
Oh,
some
for sure.
reason, defense is tough. Like I talk about individual and team defense differently. He's been
Oh yeah,
pretty good
same.
individually, but team defense, he's not there yet, and it's tough. New coach, new system,
No,
and
yeah, as a one-on-one, he's definitely like okay, but
mhm.
as a team defender, yeah, definitely has a lot to improve.
I just gotta say, at age 22, or you could say age 19 for Jayson Tatum, to be averaging 26, 7, and 5 is insane. Like that's a really, really great year.
Oh yeah, especially with the guys like Kemba, Kemba's playing there, Jaylen Brown's getting his own, so yeah, it's definitely very impressive.
Mhm. And if Giannis, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid weren't in the league, he would definitely be a starter.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
I said I had Zach LaVine as well, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, Another reserve I have is Khris Middleton. I just think, he's been an all-star these last 2 years and he's had even better numbers this year. And I just can't see how you can't have him on the all-star team. Plus, he's a really great two-way player. So,
Hmm. No, for sure. I have Bam. Uh, that mid-range shot looks legit, you know. And obviously he is just such a great defender. Can guard 1 through 5, and yeah, so he's also just very impactful as a playmaker too.
yeah, I have Bam too. His assist could be way better. Like, the Heat are not shooting well at all. And when you watch, if you're just checking the box scores, which is fine, sometimes all of us have to do that. But when you watch Bam, his playmaking is insane. And he could have like 11 assists a game. He could
Hmm.
straight up be 26, 11, and 10 each night. I feel like.
Yeah, no, Miami hasn't been playing great. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries and stuff, but yeah, Miami, yeah, they have definitely not been the best team, they can be.
Mm. I think Bam's one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. Just everything he does, and just last year being his first year as a full time starter, and this year only being his second year as a full time starter, just to see what he's doing is really, really insane and cool.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing too, because it's like he's a center, but it's kind of like the Anthony Davis thing, where like they have him just like defend and play on the perimeter so much, you forget he's a center or
Right.
a
And they
big
move so
man.
well. Like, you
Oh, for
forget
sure.
like
Yeah.
AD's like nearly 7 feet tall, and what Bam's like 6'10", 6'9", ish.
Yeah.
Then.
Just big guys. So it's nice to see.
And I always think of when I think of Bam, just that insane block on Tatum to win the game.
Yeah, that was yeah, that might be like a top 3 defensive play like in NBA history.
Like ever, yeah.
Yeah, that's a game 7 too and all that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, my another reserve of mine, you had him as a starter, which he deserves to be a starter. Like, I'm fine with that. is Jaylen Brown. Just we already hit on him, but
Hmm.
an amazing year. He's taken another leap, which he was already really, really good last year. So it's good to see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Another guy I have is not surprising actually. I do have Trae Young, by the way, but I'm actually gonna go with Julius Randle. I don't
I
have a
wanted to put him
specific
on.
order. Yeah, I don't have a specific order for my list. It's just kind of like whatever. For my
Yeah,
reserves, I mean.
yeah, I
Um,
did the same thing.
yeah, I don't know. It's cool though seeing Julius Randle because I mean his team is the seventh seed. Uh, you know, he's been averaging more points than like Anthony Davis. He's
Yeah, I
getting like
saw that
11
today.
rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Averaging what 6.3 assists or whatever though. So
hmm
he's been balling like crazy. Really, I don't even know he had potential of being a point forward to be honest with you. So that was pretty cool seeing.
We talked about it last week. He couldn't pass out of a double team 2 years ago without throwing it out of bounds, and just everything he's been doing as a playmaker, and just who saw that coming? I didn't. He's always been like a good player. Like maybe he'll click this year, and it has.
Oh yeah, no, for sure though. And Tom Thibodeau definitely helped. But yeah, that's another guy I have.
Nice. I don't know if you have this player, but I have Kyrie as a reserve. Easily could have maybe been a starter. Missed a lot of games, but just 28 points a game. Just
Hmm.
you can't leave that off. I'm sorry.
No, no, yeah, that's the reason why I don't have Trae Young. Um, Realistically though, it's probably better to have Trae Young than it is to have like Julius Randle on an All-Star team, right? Um, but that's
I
just
don't
me.
know.
That's just my opinion because I've
I'd
just been
rather have
really.
Julius Randle on my team than Trey Young. That might be controversial, but
Oh dang.
I'm not a big Trey Young guy, to be honest.
No, I get that. But yeah, no, but yeah, I have Kyrie too. Kyrie, you know, it's so weird because he's probably one of the few players in NBA history who are the number two option, but they're so talented. They play like the number one.
I love that you hit on this last week when we were talking about Paul George. And
Exactly. And I was about to talk about that too.
mentality wise, you talked about how George isn't there as a second option.
No,
And
no.
Kyrie still treats himself and thinks about himself as he should, as the number one. And
Yeah.
that's why he's been really good with a LeBron, really good with KD and James Harden.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's not like he's Paul George where he has the capability, where he has like the body and all that number one option.
Mhm.
It's like he doesn't. Uh, but he has the skill and the mindset, and it's amazing how much that can do for you.
Mhm. My last reserve. I don't know if you have him on your team, but I have Ben Simmons. People say that don't really watch the games and be like, oh, his numbers are down. He's not that good, but he's been really good. And offensively, he's realized what he has to do. He's not your number one, but he's been able to find ways. He is a really smart cutter, great playmaker. He can't shoot yet or ever, probably. I think he's shooting with the wrong hand, but just everything he does, playmaking wise and defensively. I've never seen anyone like this year. That's the best I've ever seen anyone defend LeBron. He didn't shut LeBron down. No one ever will, but that's the best I've seen anyone defend LeBron. And then 3 games later, he completely shut down Dame, which you do not see a lot.
Yeah, no, Ben Simmons is definitely great though. I do think offensively he hasn't been there at all because he hasn't been aggressive in my opinion. And 2 nights ago he was aggressive and you saw that,
Mm-hmm.
career high and all that, and he looked so different. Um, and that's the Ben Simmons I would like to see every night. You know, because realistically Ben Simmons should be averaging like 20 points. And honestly, yeah, he might be the NBA's best defender. Just because, I mean, he can guard 1 through 5.
Like Dame was in shock. Like, what is this? I
Yeah,
can't do anything.
exactly. People were saying, "Oh, Because after he said that, people were like, "Oh, well, Dame dropped 30 on you." Yeah, Dame dropped 30, but he dropped 30 on like 28 shots.
Hmm.
And so yeah, Ben Simmons is definitely great. People say he has improved. I think he has improved. It's just all been like defensively. We saw that a lot last year. And this year too. I think we're seeing a little. He's being a little bit more vocal about that, and I think that's really good, honestly. Um, you know, and offensively, if he's aggressive though, I think that's all he needs to be because he dropped 40 something on Rudy Gobert. Who's a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Um, so yeah, so I don't know. I just hope he ends up being more aggressive. He keeps staying aggressive. I mean, he keeps being aggressive throughout the rest of the season.
I will say I think we'd all like to see him scoring 20 points a game, but I like that he's at least taking a step back and he's not forcing it. And whatever they need, he's been able to do that. So I like that. Obviously, he
Well,
is capable and should be scoring more points.
well, I don't think he was ever forcing it though, is the thing.
Yeah, I think a little bit early on last year.
Really?
Hmm. I think he was trying to find his way with that team. I think obviously it helps with having Curry and Tobias has been way better this year, and Embiid being an MVP.
Well, even last year though, it's still a pretty weird team though, because like even last year, the only like consistent shooter would be like Tobias.
Or Korkmaz.
And Korkmaz isn't exactly like a great shooter or anything.
No.
He's just like a rotation player basically. Yeah, so yeah, but this year, I mean, he has way more spacing.
Mhm.
And he's just been great.
Yeah.
Those times he has played like he should be playing.
He has had some no shows, which at this point he shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. It's going to happen sometimes, but he's had too many games where he's had 6 or 8 points or 10 points or something like that.
All right. I mean, when he gets like 14, that's just him not being aggressive at all. But when he gets like six, that's like him not even trying. It's really weird.
Hmm. It is weird. It's weird when he turns it on and off, but when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, and like I said though, when he dropped his career high, it's like he said, um, putting Rudy Gobert on him when they put Rudy Gobert on him, he found that disrespectful. And it's like, wow, I really hope we see more of this.
I would agree. Who's your last reserve in the East, or did you hit on all yours?
Oh, it'll just be Trae Young.